Today, I'm gonna try and teach a disheveled old dog new tricks by giving it some shiny new waifu themed insides. About a week ago, I did a video where I bought the cheapest gaming branded pre-built system on Amazon. And it was a real junker. It was honestly a lot worse than I thought it was gonna be, and I wasn't expecting much. So what I'm gonna do in today's video is I wanna turn it into something a lot more epic. But I don't just wanna upgrade the things that are wrong with it, because that would essentially just be me taking the PC, throwing it in the bin, and starting from scratch. So what I wanna do is a kind of junker sleeper build. So basically, I want a system that on the outside looks like it's about to die from radiation poisoning, but on the inside, it's like a badass RGB waifu mean machine. And then just for the hell of it, there is one caveat. I want to try and replace as few components on the inside and outside as possible. So with that, let's do a quick montage, emphasis on the quick montage, of me swapping out components, and then have a look at the end result. I'm pretty excited about it. Honestly, working in this case is a nightmare, as I've said before, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Unfortunately, I didn't have more footage of the hands-on process of me actually upgrading the system because, well, I kind of ran out of time. I was busy with a different project for this PC, which I'm still gonna do. I'll do it in like 2 or 3 weeks. But I couldn't get it working in time, so I quickly had to do this instead. So yeah, I apologize for how bare this video is. But yeah, let me walk you through the process I went through here. Now, the first thing, obviously, that I replaced was the power supply, because even if I didn't need more capacity, using that power supply in a system felt like child abuse. Like it's the worst looking, feeling power supply I've ever interacted with in my life, and I've seen some pretty dodgy power supplies in my time. That power supply really is the meth addict equivalent of power supplies. It's really dodgy. The thing that gets me about it is how light it is. It weighs nothing. That thing is scary. Yeah, so we upgraded it with a 650 watt EVGA power supply. It's a fairly basic power supply, but it is fully modular, which helps because cable management in this case is a complete and utter pain in my butt. I kept the same motherboard in there because I didn't want to have to change out too much, as I said earlier. And that's the beauty of the AMD platform. The biggest downside to the loser A320 motherboard in this system is that you can't actually overclock your CPU, which could have quite a big effect on your gaming and productivity performance. Although, when it comes to the CPU, unfortunately, I actually downgraded the system. Because, you know, we had that 10-core processor in there before, and I replaced it with an 8-core Ryzen 7 1700X. So unfortunately, we're losing 2 cores here, but it does have hyper-threading, so we have more threads than the 10-core processor. But, you know, nothing really beats physical cores. As far as RAM goes, I went with the DOM Plats again, the same way that I do in most of my videos. It's 16 gigs of DDR4 3000 megahertz. Not the fastest RAM, but it gets the job done. Because you know what they say, it's not the speed of the RAM that matters, but the way you use it. Is that how that saying goes? I don't even know. And then graphics card wise, this is what I'm really excited about. We're putting the waifu card to good use here. and it really upgrades the RGB factor of this PC. But most importantly, it upgrades the waifu factor. So, you know, we all know that RGB adds another 15% to the performance, while the waifu factor adds another 20% I found in my benchmarks. And then I put in an RGB swag SSD from Team Group. It looks pretty cool. I couldn't put it the way up that I wanted to put it because of cable management constraints in this case. I also put in a different fan in the back because the cable of the stock fan isn't long enough to get down to the actual fan header on the motherboard at the bottom of the motherboard. That's one of the problems with more budget motherboards, is the fan header placement is always really dumb. I didn't replace the front fan because I was scared to pull the front of the case off. It feels very janky and it's very firmly in there, but it feels like you have to break it off, and I didn't want to actually damage the case. Finally, I left the DVD drive in here, although it is purely aesthetic, because again, I couldn't be asked to even plug it back in. Yeah, so we've got the DVD drive there, and yes, it looks a lot more ridiculous. Just quickly, on the note of cable management, it still looks pretty terrible, and not meaning to shift blame here, but it is because of the case. There is very little place to hide things and stuff things. The fact that there's no like proper basement cover, combined with having very little space between the motherboard tray and the back side panel, means that you don't really have anywhere to go with cables. Yeah, so it still looks a little bit ghetto, but it's fine. It adds to the ghetto chic of the system. So with that, let's have a look at how this beast compares to the non-beast version of it. Hopefully that lower core count processor doesn't hold us back. Just on a quick note of the thermals, as you can see here, yeah, it went really badly. Both the 1700X and the 5700 XT were pegged at their thermal limit, which is not good. I actually wasn't expecting that. Considering the perforated front in the case, I thought we were going to get better temperatures. I guess that front intake fan is just really bad. And with that, as you can see, with these minor upgrades, the performance is a little bit better. Honestly, I'm not even going to talk you through the differences because, well, like, this is a completely unrealistic test. No one's gonna drop a Waifu Edition 5700 XT and an 8-core Ryzen 7 CPU in this PC if they actually buy one. I just wanted to do it for, you know, the ghetto chicness of it. This is the closest thing to a sleeper build I've ever done. So let me know if you want me to do, like, a different sleeper build. Those seem to be very popular these days. So, you know, putting, like, a new badass PC in, like, a really old case. Yeah, let me know if you want to see that in the comments section below. The final thing that I just want to highlight here is it really shows how versatile the AM4 platform is. It really reminds me of one of those massive Swiss Army knives. You know, the ones that have like a can opener and like a coffee maker and like a marital aid in it. You know, it does literally everything. Whereas the AM4 platform, you really can spec up any range of systems on it, and I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, so with that, thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, do subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. I have some streaming coming up later today, so go and check out my Twitch channel if you're interested in that. And yeah, until the next video, bye-bye.